Hi, this is Stephen Childs with TeamFairness.com. So, who is the most powerful person on the planet? It might be Trump, it might be Putin, it might be Lee, probably one of those three, because they have the most weaponry backing them up. I've been in a struggle to get enough power to make things happen the way I want them to happen. So we're talking about the power to create a desired future. I'm going to argue that it's not human power that has that kind of power. The kind of power to determine what happens next. The kind of power that can intervene in the world and make things happen. So people talk about God or various gods or the enemy of God. What is it? What would it be? Human power and non-human power, God power. If there's a God that created everything, then it has all power, and that's all there is to it. So then we're just going to continue fighting over which one it is, and that's all there is to it. So then there's nothing we can do. People sacrifice to this type of God so that things happen for them in the future. They kill goats, sheep, calves, chickens, humans. Typically the sacrifice would be to end the life of the one that's most valuable to you, so that you're willing to give up the most valuable thing to the God or the enemy of the God to get what you want. There is a documented case called, it's about the narco-Satanist Andolfo. They murdered a guy named Mark Kilroy. He was a Christian man on a vacation, and they got him there from a bar or something. And what they did is they tortured him to death so that he would completely surrender to them, so that his ghost, his soul, would become a servant of theirs. And that's what they did. They killed him. They tortured him to death. And they had people believing that they have this power. Like people have the belief that voodoo or Santeria, they sacrifice chickens, and the people practicing this have power to make things happen. They can put a hex on someone, voodoo dolls, that kind of thing. So my experience is that people can and do cause me headaches, for example. And I looked into this from the Christian slant, so that people would get Jesus to protect them from someone doing a curse on them that would give them headaches, migraine headaches. I've seen people get their arm hurt, their leg hurt, their foot hurt. So we're talking this is not ordinary human power that does this kind of thing. So I think that obviously the most powerful group is the group that doesn't do anyone wrong. We practice not doing others wrong, and we practice caring about everyone. So the people that join this group practice that, and they're empowered by that group, whether there be a God, all-powerful God at the top of it or not. So they're not going to be fighting against each other. And the most powerful beings would be with them. Because a powerful being that is not with that type of thinking, where they're competing for personal gain, they're fighting against others that are competing with them for personal gain, and their power's diminished. They might be defeated. So, like, people can imagine becoming the all-powerful God or the all-powerful Satan. It's like Bob Dylan had a song called "You Have to Serve Someone." It might be the Lord, it might be the devil, but you have to serve someone. And then he's talking about it might be some person, something you're serving. So I think he's right that you have to, in order to have power, you have to serve someone other than yourself. And it can be a group. It doesn't have to be an individual. It doesn't have to be the single God or the single Satan. It can be the people serving God. So we end up in these groups where people are serving Jesus, and so they're all allies to each other. So the group that doesn't do people wrong and cares about everyone is the group that I serve. Now that might be, in the long run, the best bet. But what about this warfare we're in right now, where it's like I made a short and I decided to delete it. Who's the most powerful one? You know, pick me. I'm the most powerful one. But it's not true. And they might say pick. In my case, it's like a family member, actually. In my mind, they picked my brother, and my brother won. And so they think that he's the most powerful of the two. So in effect, they're making us fight each other. So the smartest thing would be for me to become an ally with him, and if he agrees to not do me wrong and to forgive the past, and I agree to not do, we both agreed to not do each other wrong and to forgive the past. So now it doesn't matter which one the others choose, it's the same team. They're choosing the same team. Now the team that benefits from us fighting each other, they don't want us to do that. So the Bhagavad Gita is like two families fighting each other. Now, what if both families agreed, they're cousins? What if they both agreed to not do each other wrong and to forgive the past, and now we're on the same team? So this is what the World Fairness Agreement is about. We all agree to stop doing each other wrong and care about everyone. And so the wars stop, the poverty stops, the hatred stops. So I'm like wanting this idea of mine to work, because if it works and people start donating me money, then we have money to pay the expenses of the nonprofit organization, and we can start promoting it, and I can have a salary and I don't have to drive Uber, and all of this stuff has to be accounted for. So there's record keepers from the government that ensure that we're doing this all legally and properly and so forth. So all of us humans on Earth need enough money to survive, or somebody has to give us the shelter and the food. They have to meet our needs if we don't have money to meet our own needs. So actually, I don't need the World Fairness Agreement to happen. It doesn't really matter to me if I get any donations whatsoever. If it doesn't happen, then the way of the world will continue as it is now. Instead of shifting into fairness world, we'll stay in world of unfairness, world of warfare. What difference does that make to me? I mean, I'm old. I'm not going to live much longer. So if I'm already on the team that's with the people that don't do each other wrong and that care about one another, then I think I'm pretty safe if there's an afterlife. I'm going to be in a position to be well, as we typically call it, heaven or hell. So I'll just use those terms. I should go to heaven for practicing the way of fairness. And these other people that are caught, that are in disagreement with the way of fairness for whatever reason, they want their particular religion to win. They want their particular group to rule the world. And so they're causing misery and suffering to other people because of their appetite for power. So they probably go to hell. So I don't really care too much whether there's an afterlife or not. If I don't exist, then I can't get hurt anymore. That's a pretty good deal. In fact, Buddhism it's in the effort to become non-existent rather than reborn again into this hellish condition. It's an interesting argument. So what is it that's important? Pleasure is important, avoiding pain. I agree. That's why team fairness. If you want to avoid pain, then stop the warfare that's causing all the pain. Stop the situation that's causing the continual struggle against each other. And when this is like a guarantee, if you're caught up in drama and you don't know what to do. Just think to yourself, I'm not going to do anyone wrong, and I'm going to care about everyone. And it's like incredible. This love pours into your heart because you care about everyone. Have a great day.